Alright guys, it's about that time. The last video in the three-part series of building a lighting kit, my personal journey on lighting and the lights that I like and the reasons I got to it. Today's more of the professional higher-end indie lights that I like to use. So I came up with a good drinking game for the last couple videos. You have to drink every time I say at the time or game changer. If you do that, you will be drunk by the end of the video and probably asking your friends for help. So maybe not the best game. Maybe drink half every time I do that. I don't know. Depends how drunk you want to get. Anyways, I could ramble like this all day long. You know I love you guys. You know, well, I don't know if you love me. Maybe you hate me. I don't know. But I digress. Here we are once again. I am glad to be here with you. Hopefully you're glad to see me. Let's roll that bumper before I say anything to make you want to leave. So at a certain point in my career, I started making enough money that I needed to get real lights with real brightness. I love these panel lights, all the ones I just showed you, but none of them have that high power that you need sometimes, actually a lot of times. So the first light I got is another light you see all the time. It's that one right there, the Aputure 120D. And while I'm not going to take that Aputure 120D down and show you because it'd be a pain in the ass right now, I'll show you a 120T that looks exactly the same, only it's tungsten. So Aputure lights always come prepared. They always come in these nice cases. Well padded. I don't believe barn doors come with it. So yeah, this is the Aputure 120T, but we're going to pretend it's a 120D right now. Now, most of you know what an Aputure 120D is and what it can do, but I'll show you just kind of the bullet points. What this light does is it blasts out light from a single chip source, making it as powerful as a tungsten with only a small percentage of the power draw, meaning you can run a lot of these lights where you could only run 1 or 2 tungsten lights before. The 1000 watt tungsten light that I showed you, the big dog, that's 1000 watts because it drew 1000 watts from the wall. This light that has this heavy diffusion on it right now is still this bright, and it's only drawing about 120 watts from the wall, meaning I could put 8 or 9 of them on one circuit. That's pretty awesome. That was a game changer. And of course, Aputure was leading the charge in this affordable single source COB LED light. These lights also were the first ones I had that came with ballasts because you needed to be able to control the light. If the light's up high, you can control it down lower. Now again, because I didn't want to pull that off, this is actually a 120T. Now why did I buy a tungsten variant? For one, at the time they were having this ridiculous sale where the tungsten variant was only like $300. And that is just a ridiculous deal because this is about a $700 light when new. And they were just giving them away. So because I had so much love for this light, I figured this could replace some of the tungsten lights in my hot tungsten lights because this is LED tungsten, meaning you get all the benefits of the LED with the tungsten lighting on it. Now, Aputure lights have a Bowens mount, meaning you can get all sorts of modifiers that just click in like that. I'll do another video here shortly where I show you different light modifiers, not just Bowens mounts and Aputure light modifiers, but just ways to shape your light and make it look good. So, these two lights really got me excited about lighting. I really saw what you could do with lights when you really had all the power you needed and you could do whatever you wanted and shape them any way you wanted. But I wanted more power. So on my quest to find the perfect light, it took me to the door of this beast, the Aputure 300D. Oh, I love this light so much. Let's take a look inside. So the 300D is a tank. Look at the ballast alone to this thing. This thing is just an absolute tank, but in LED form. And to be more accurate, this is the Aputure 300D Mark II. And again, the point of this video is not to show you all the details of these lights, but just to show you the kind of lights you can get. This light is basically on my quest to get moonlight for my outdoor shots. This light can pretend it's the sun, like in one of my shorts. It was the sun coming in through the window and nobody had any idea because it was that bright. Another cool function that I didn't mention about the other ones is these are also able to be powered with V-mount batteries, meaning I didn't have to be slave to wall plugs anymore. And I really can't say too many more good things about these lights. Now, they are just daylight only, but Aputure did just recently come out with an Aputure 300X, meaning it's an Aputure 300 with about the brightness of a 120D that goes both ways. Not that way. It goes daylight and tungsten. I can't wait to get my hands on that one. Now, if you want to see more information about the Aputure 300D Mark II, I made a video about it, and you can click in the link below. Now, I was falling in love with chip-on-board lights, but one thing I didn't have was a chip-on-board light that had RGB until now. Then I got a GVM RGB 150S. This is a chip-on-board light, again, with a Fresnel lens in front of it to kind of cast it out brighter. And it doesn't have a ballast. It does just have the stuff on the back here. That can be good and bad, but for me, it's usually bad. But this light's awesome because it's daylight, tungsten, and RGB. If you want to see more information on this light, this was actually the first video I ever did on my YouTube channel was about this light. I will leave in the description below. Now, the last big light I'm going to show you today is this GVM 50RS. And the reason I got this light was I was led down the rabbit hole by the last GVM light, and I saw another RGB light, and this is when the RGB craze started, and I wanted more RGB lights that had some power. So because I don't have another video on this light, I'll show you what it can do now. Now, one of the cool things is this GVM panel light does come with barn doors and an inner diffusion that you can take on and off, so you can really control what this light can do. So you can see the LED chips there. With the diffusion, it looks like that. So now let me show you what it looks like actually powered on. So it goes from 2000 Kelvin all the way up to 5600 Kelvin and has RGB. I'm not going to show you the whole range right now just because I don't want to keep messing with the white balance, but this is full brightness right here. It's got a good output. I'll show you some of the RGB now though. So this is the blue channel on the light, and unlike the Yongnuo lights, this goes from 0 to 360, so you can just kind of fine tune in where you want the color. You don't have to mess with each RGB channel. I'm going to show you on the backdrop here what that looks like when I'm scrolling through. So like I said before, this uses 0 to 360 degrees to use its lighting rotation. You just kind of scroll through the lights and you get all these different colors. There is a thing on the back that tells you what degree each light goes to, but really I just like to scroll through and see if I get a nice color, and hopefully I do. So yeah, I really like this panel. This is probably the most powerful panel I have, and yeah, that's, let me turn the lights back on and we'll get back to business. Now the GVM light also has this double diffusion. If you really want more diffusion, it clips on the front here and kind of extends out, and you can get more diffusion that way if you want more diffusion. So because my lights got brighter, I was able to use the other lights as more accent pieces, but they were too big and bulky to really do that. And I think you know where I'm going with this. Enter the Aputure M9 and accent lights. I have a ton of these accent lights. It started off again with Aputure and the M9. But if you've seen my videos before, you know that I have a bevy of different kinds of these lights. Again, if you want to see more and these lights go head to head against each other, I have a link in the description below. Oh, we made it, guys. So that's my lighting kit, and that's how I came to it. Am I done with lights? Do I have what I need? Not even close. You can never have too many lights. I actually have a light coming in tomorrow for a music video. They want that big ring-eyed look, so I had to get a big ring light, which I'm actually pretty excited about because I don't have a big ring light. Let me break in real quick. This is me from the future compared to the me that was talking just a second ago. While making this video, the light came in, so let me show you it now. This is the ring light I bought. It comes in a case like this. Not the best case in the world, but at least it's carryable. And this is my new ring light. It's MS2. I'll leave a link in the description. It probably should have been in the other video because this is, you know, it's less than $150. It's LED. It probably would have fit in the other video better. But let me show you what this thing can do. And it's bi-color, so that's always nice. And let me set it up and show you. So it's battery powered, or you can power it with cord, but right now I'm going to battery power it. This is the ring light, but this is tungsten, so let me put it on daylight here real quick. All right, so now we got a daylight cast, but this isn't how people use ring lights. Let me set that up and I'll show you how people use ring lights. So it's more for stuff like this, intimate, close to the camera stuff. It does give a nice overall look. It's a beauty light. They use it a lot in music videos because it makes your eyes look cool. And it's funny, when I got it, my daughter actually said, you got a TikTok light, and that kind of disheartened me. I said, no, this is not a TikTok light, this is a ring light. And then I found out everybody on TikTok has this light, so no, that's not why I bought it. Although maybe if I were smart. No. Let's turn this light off before I start contemplating other choices in my career path. So yeah, that's basically it for this light. Let me show you the back here a little bit. You can flip it on here. Let me turn it down. It goes from 100% all the way down to 1%, but it jumps a little bit. You push this button to change the color temperature. It's got a USB 3 quick charge here, which is kind of cool. Oh, let me do this for you. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, other than that, it's got these diffusion clamp-on pieces here. Comes with 4 of them, and it actually comes with a red, a blue, and a green, so you can actually get a little bit of RGB out of this. So yeah, that is the MS2 ring light, and now back to Justin in the past. Justin, am I done with lights? Do I have what I need? Not even close. Aputure's coming out with some cool stuff. The Nova, which is a big RGB panel, and the 600D. Yes, please. I want those lights really badly. I also would like to get some high-end 4-foot tubes from maybe Quasar or Nanlite, some of the Pavo tubes. Those would be really great. I mean, there's a number of lights that I would really love to have. My lighting kit's never going to be complete. I know that by now. Of course, RE Sky panels are the standard, but they're just so much money I can't bring myself to buy one. I love lighting. Lighting can make your images look so much more cinematic than with just one light. If you have lights and know how to use them, or have somebody that knows how to use them, you can really do anything with your image, even with just having a little mirrorless camera. With that said, I do have some exciting camera news coming down the pike here soon. I'm not going to spoil that right now. Yeah, let me know how you like this video. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed here yet, go ahead and try it out. See how it fits you. You know, I don't know why I did that little dance. I'm not really that sleek and sly, I guess. If you don't like this video, as Gerald Undone said, hit that dislike button twice. I'm going to rip that straight off from him. And yeah, this isn't a competition, guys. Be careful out there. It's tough times right now. It really is. And now more than ever, we got to stick together, and we got to come together as a society, because the higher-ups aren't going to do it for us. We have to do it for ourselves. And now more than ever, remember, it's not a competition. Let's all rise together. I'll see you guys next time.